Hi, I'm John. This is my show, A Sports Reckoning. So this is Dappz Sports. He had just done a video with his friend from the band called O-Town. Now I'm not, like I said, I don't really know O-Town and shit, right? So I don't really know the guy and stuff, right? But he's a boy band guy. I went and looked it up to see. It's like, oh yeah, there he is. Okay, he is in that band, that group O-Town and shit, right? And then so he's there with a boy band guy from the group O-Town, and that guy's a huge Star Wars fan, okay? Now, they're talking with the great curator and Merle from Merle World's Cards. They're speaking with them about the purchase that was done with the 101 Superfracta of the Kurosawa, like Seven Samurai Star Wars card, whatever thing, right? So they're recapping this great moment in sports card history and shit, right? They're recapping it and shit, like, oh, we've got to talk about it. It was such a big moment. We've all got, let's discuss it and all. Sure, let's talk about our feelings and our emotions about this. So, what I'm going to show you here is that, first of all, Merle World and the great curator are total piece of shit, scumbag human beings, because neither one of them did they ever have a thought in their head to tell this O-Town dude, because first of all, I've been trying to expose them to my story. But because they're so low quality human beings, these are like the lowest of the lowest quality human beings. Now, could you go hang out with them and fun? Could you have dinner with them and have a good time? Yeah, that doesn't mean it's like, dude, could I go hang out with Satan and party it up? It's like, dude, think about what a party at Satan's house would be. God damn, you're talking about the finest fucking bitches, your total fucking cocksucking whores and shit, right? You're talking about any drug that you want, like access to everything, fucking no worries about any cares in the world and shit. The best party, like, it'd be like, party at Satan's house. That's gonna be the best fucking party you ever fucking went to and shit, right? So, that don't mean Satan's not a total piece of shit scumbag. Right? So people talk about, oh, Merle World and fucking great curator, oh, they're such good people, they're so nice. Yeah, I would consider, yeah, if you want to say that going to a party at Satan's house would be nice, sure. Then you can say, if you want to say that going to a party at Satan's house would be nice and he's such a good fucking host, what? Satan is the greatest host of any fucking party I've ever fucking been to and shit, right? Yeah, I'd fucking party at Satan's house, right? That don't mean I'm going to walk away and say, what a good guy. Look at the parties. Look at all the fucking hoes and drugs he supplied to us and no fucking judgment and shit. God, what a good guy that Satan is, right? He's so misunderstood. He is such a good guy. Dude, we had the greatest time, great conversation, great food, great bitches, great drugs. God, what a great guy. Right, so that's what I talk about when I want you to understand what it means to be like a great curator or Merle World. It's like, yeah, you can go party with them. They're good people. They're cool as fuck and shit. Yeah, party at Satan's house and shit. Right, so that's the kind of losers they are, because neither one of them actually thought it would be reasonable to inform this O-Town dude. Now, do I know that the O-Town dude's a Michael Jackson fan? No, but I'm going to show you if he's not. How could he possibly not be? He's in a boy band and he's a huge Star Wars fan. So I'm going to show you connections to Michael Jackson that say, how could he not be a fucking Michael Jackson fan? But did any of these fucking idiots think that it was reasonable to give him a piece of information to let him know, hey, are you a Michael Jackson fan by chance? Because if you are, you might want to fucking check into this guy out here who goes by Sports Reckoning, but he also has another page called American Scheme that's 100% dedicated to proving that Michael Jackson is the love child of Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, even to where the point of where, in explaining it, I've explained that Diana Ross is Billie Jean. I've actually named Billie Jean one of the most infamous characters of song history that has ever been done. She's one of the most infamous names throughout song fucking culture and pop music history that has ever been documented. Is Billie Jean. Everybody knows what Billie Jean, right? But the truth understanding of is that the groupie of what it is was Diana Ross when she was a little 14-year-old slut going to be a groupie towards Smokey Robinson. Diana Ross is the original Billie Jean, who was the slut going after the fucking artist. She got pregnant, okay? Just like the Billie Jean story. Diana Ross actually got pregnant by Smokey Robinson, and because it was happening at the actual time of where Motown was developing with Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy, they made a choice to abandon that child to the Jackson family. That's the fucking true lineage of Michael Jackson's birth origin, and his real parents are Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson. The Billie Jean song is, Diana Ross is actually the original groupie of Billie Jean, but the actual song is about Diana Ross informing Michael Jackson that she was his real mother when Michael Jackson signed to Motown, moved to Los Angeles, and he's living in her house. She came and stood right by me. Then the smell of sweet perfume. This happens much too soon. She called me to her room. Hey, Billie Jean's not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I'm the one. Michael, you're the one. You're the love child of me and Smokey Robinson. But she's just a girl who claims that I'm the one, but the kid is not my son. Michael, but you're actually a Jackson now. You're signed to the Jackson 5. You're part of the Jackson family. You're my son. You're the one, but you're not my son because you're officially a Jackson. The lie has become the truth. Hey, fucking, you got to stay a Jackson. That's what the song Billie Jean's about. Don't you think it's reasonable to think that this fucking O-Town boy band motherfucker who's a huge Star Wars fan might have some interest in understanding the true fucking lineage of Michael Jackson? But did these fuckers ever understand the importance of this information and relaying this information to somebody else because maybe they would affect their life and maybe they would think it's important? No. These damn fucking losers like Dan the Great Curator and fucking Merlin, Merle World's Cards are piece of shit losers who will only do things for their own fucking benefit. And they don't think that anything matters in the world until they justify it, until they understand it as fucking truth. Then they don't think it's important to anybody else and they don't think it's real. Fucking losers. Let's see those losers just so you know.
Okay, but somehow he starts.
There they are. There they are. There's the whole fucking crew, right? So now let's get into this video some more, just to show you. So there's the O-Town dude. There he is. That's him in the black leather jacket. There he is. You're going to tell me that that dude's not a Michael Jackson fan, the O-Town boy? I'm sure he's a fucking Michael Jackson fan. Now, like I said, Michael Jackson, okay, the O-Town dude, he's super into those Star Wars cards, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, that Star Wars card's cool, but I'm going to show you something way fucking cooler. Way fucking better, right? So now, and if you're a Michael Jackson fan and you're a Star Wars fan, okay, well then Michael Jackson did a thing called Captain EO. Captain EO. Walt Disney Company production. Produced by George Lucas. Starring Michael Jackson, directed by Francis Coppola. Okay? You see, okay, if you're a Star Wars fan, then you have to be somewhat a fan of Captain EO. Even if you're not a fan of Michael Jackson, well then you've got to be kind of a fan of Captain EO. Okay, I'm saying Star Wars has direct connections to Michael Jackson. Direct connections, George Lucas produced fucking Captain EO for Michael Jackson, of which he's playing a fucking space character it's like a Star Wars type of thing, right? But this is one of the songs in the thing. Now there's a thing that I haven't actually, because one of the things that I do is I explain Michael Jackson's songs through the understanding of his real life story and shit, right? This is one of the songs I have looked at, but I don't believe I've done the actual explanation of. I don't think I've actually done it, but just to mention, this is one of the songs. So this what I'm saying is that I think that it's very possible that Michael Jackson, the story of what I'm telling, how he keeps explaining his real life experience in his songs, that's the thing that he does. I think that it's very possible that this song also fits into that category. So let's just play this little piece right here. You're just another part of me, like Diana Ross saying to Michael Jackson. When Diana Ross is explaining to Michael Jackson the bigger picture of why all of these things occurred and shit, right? It was God's plan, right? So it's like first we're fulfilling God's plan, right? That's what they're actually doing when the planets are lining up. That's what he's saying is like, this is God's bigger plan. The planets are lining up. They're all in line waiting for you. for you, Michael, the one, the chosen one, who becomes the king and leads us all back to the glory of God and stuff, does it for all of us and stuff, right? So you're just another part of me. It's like Diana Ross telling Michael Jackson, you're just another part of me. You're my son. You're part of God's plan that is coming through me, and it's through this bigger picture and stuff, right? The planets are lining up. That's what I think that this song is also telling that story and shit, right? But I've never actually done the explanation of this. I haven't broke it down completely and done the full explanation, but I have looked at it, you know? So it's one of those ones that's in my head that's like, this looks like one of those songs also that is telling the fucking story and shit, right? So now, this is what I want to show too to, okay, so Dappz Sports and your O-Town friend boy right there, right? You guys just paid $16,000 for that 101 Superfractor, right? The Star Wars card, right? And you're thinking that it potentially has the value of $100,000, okay? Now, just give me the benefit of the doubt, just assume, just for the sake of argument, just for the sake of having a discussion. If the story I'm telling that Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson are actually Michael Jackson's parents, that Diana Ross actually is Billie Jean, that the song Billie Jean is actually explaining Michael Jackson's real life experience, that he was doing this with his songs and stuff, right? Now, if my story comes out to be true, which also explains why Michael Jackson has the infatuation to like Peter Pan and this connection to orphan children. So it takes away all the bad stigma that's been placed on Michael Jackson from hanging around with children and not having female relationships and stuff, right? And they're calling him a pedophile, right? But if I can explain that to let you know that no, Michael Jackson was abandoned as a child, and then he was damaged through Diana Ross, who informed him when he was 10 years old that he was not a Jackson, and he had to live his whole life like that. That's what developed the personality traits of Michael Jackson, and it's clearly obvious to see when you understand the true story. So when I take away all of the negative names and the things, the bad reputation of what Michael Jackson did, you know, how he did live with that. If I take away all of that stuff from Michael Jackson by exposing his true story, and you expose the truth that his parents, that he's not part of the Jackson family, that he's actually was his real parents are Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, right? So we're talking about the level of what it's going to bring Michael Jackson to in this world, and that Michael had to go through his whole life and nobody ever, I mean, it's going to be like the people are going to be looking at Michael Jackson and re-investigating every single word. They're going to be looking at every word that he ever wrote, every article, every interview, everything. They're going to be going back and looking at everything. I mean, the focus and the attention that's going to be placed upon Michael Jackson at that, it's going to be massive, and it's all going to be looking at him through the lens of, we did him wrong. That's what the people are going to be looking at. We misjudged him. We did him wrong. He came out and he was fighting. He was trying his best to do what he could, but look at how we did him wrong, and he ended up being dead as a junkie and shit, right? We screwed him, right? So everybody's going to feel guilty towards what they did to Michael Jackson, right? So just take it under the context that my story could possibly be right. So, right? Now we're going to talk about collectibles that are out there. You paid $16,000 for a Star Wars card, right? Now, this is what I'm saying. If you put that Star Wars card in front of me, or this item right now is for sale for $10,000, and it's got make an offer, so you can definitely get it at a better price than $10,000, right? I mean, I couldn't imagine that the guy wouldn't take $8,000. I would think $5,000 is the high price, but I think it's worth $2,500, but $5,000 would still be a fair price, but if you couldn't get for $8,000, I would be fucking shocked. So we're talking half the price. You paid $16,000 for that card. I'm telling you, you can have this item right now for $8,000. Okay? So if you put in front of me, and even if I had to pay $16,000, but if you put in front of me this item, or if you put that card and you said choose, it's not even a choice. It's not even a fucking choice. There is no choice. I'm taking this. There's no, and that's what I'm saying. If you think that that card could be worth $100,000, then what's this worth? Because that card, it's not even a choice. There's not even a thought that I would take the card. I can't even imagine that any fucking biggest Star Wars fan, I can't imagine anybody taking that card over this once the true story is exposed that Diana Ross is actually Michael Jackson's mom, right? So what this is, and you can see it's totally 100% authenticated and documented. I totally believe this is real, and I totally believe it's authentic. I'm actually endorsing it, that this is real, because I do not come out and endorse stuff like this, because there is stuff out there and stuff that's like, I'm not going to endorse that. I don't know. But this this looks real to me. It's documented as real. This is real. I believe that this is real. Like I'm saying, I'm endorsing it that this is real and shit. And so what this is here, it's a USA for Africa crew pass. Okay, so this was when they were doing the USA for Africa, We Are the World. What you're talking about, that's a one-day event. That's a one-day event of something that happened because I think they were doing like the Grammy Awards. So he arranged that everybody that was attending the Grammy Awards come over and perform this We Are the World. I mean, you're talking about to even make that event happen. it's difficult, right? This is a rare event, that USA for Africa, We Are the World event. And the song's awesome. The fucking song is awesome, right, too? It's not like it came out and it was a bad song. All the performances are fucking top-notch. The song is top-notch. It's like, it's a fucking rare. You're talking about a rare event that happened. And to document that rare event, here's a crew pass that exists from that rare event, right? And it's signed. On the front, there's 3 signatures. Like, I believe Bruce Springsteen is one of them. Just so you know that they are, all the people on there are famous and shit, right? Okay, so like that's the front of it. And on the back, up there at the top, is Diana Ross's signature, and then it says 122, okay, and underneath that is Michael Jackson's signature. And I know I'm very familiar with Michael Jackson, and underneath that's Bob Dylan, just so you know. It's not like I said, it's not like it's just some nobody. The other person that's the throw-in autograph on there is Bob Dylan. I mean, come on, one of the greatest folk singers of all fucking time and shit, right? And so, but the signatures on there are Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, and they're on that pass, okay? So, now, that Kurosawa, we know it's a 1 of 1, right? But if you look at this, if you look at this crew pass, how many crew passes from that event would have been dual signed? And see, they're on the same side. It's Diana Ross, and then under is Michael Jackson. So it's not like Diana Ross is on this side and Michael's on the other side. Now, it would have been better if they were on the front with the We Are the World, but, you know, can't always get things to be perfect. But just the fact that they are on the same side is more important. It's more important to have them both on the same side than to have them on the front, you know, to have like one on the front and one on the back or something like that. It's better that they're just on, and it's Diana Ross, and under that's Michael Jackson. So that's one of the things of what Michael Jackson would do. If somebody said, here, sign it, like let's say Diana Ross's signature was up there and Michael saw it, he would have wanted to sign his name to that. That's how he is. That's the kind of things of what he did. He was always doing stuff like that with him and Diana to show. He would have been proud. He would have been happy to sign that. Oh, look, I could sign this. There's Diana. Let me sign right underneath that and shit, right? That's the kind of stuff they did. So to get any item out there that's dual signed, dual signatures of Michael Jackson and Diana Ross together, and now you know that this was signed at the event. It's not like this is something where you had Michael Jackson sign it at one place, like a photograph. You had Michael sign it, then you went and hunted down Diana Ross, and at another event you had her sign it. Like that's what I'm saying is like what this is like this is signed at the exact on that event at that day. They both signed it. It's a good one. This is a good one. So like what I'm saying is like, if you put that Kurosawa fucking 101 Superfractor in front of me, and you put this badge, this crew pass, and you said choose, okay, now I know that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's mother, so to me, but I'm saying with you people, let's say that after my story breaks, and I'm saying now you have to make that decision, that you guys have understood that my story's been exposed, is totally true and authentic. Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's mother, and she's also Billie Jean and shit, right? All of this stuff of what it is. Now, at that time, if you have a choice to choose this crew pass or that Kurosawa card, if you put this in front of people, all the people are out throughout the world, who do you think's actually going to take the card? Would anybody take that card over that pass? I mean, come on, you're talking about like 1 out of 100. You're talking about 1% of the population of the planet that would choose that card to have more of a value or sentimental value, whatever, over this crew pass. Everybody's taking that fucking crew pass. Nobody's taking that card. You already paid $16,000 for that card. You think the potential of that card could be worth $100,000, and I'm telling you, the value of that card is nothing compared to what I would never. Dude, you could put that card down and put $10,000 on top of it. I still would take the fucking crew pass. That's how, like, irrelevant that card is when you actually talk about things that are important in the world and significant. That card is irrelevant. It doesn't even come into the conversation of what this would be. Okay? So now, not only am I giving you quality information, investment fucking quality information, Dappz Sports, right? maybe I'm giving your friend, your little O-Town boy over there, some kind of information that could actually be like life-changing information to him. Right? This could actually affect his life. I don't know what his connection is to Michael Jackson. I don't know how he thinks about Michael Jackson. But I just showed you, too, that Michael Jackson's directly connected to Star Wars. George Lucas fucking produced his Captain EO. So if you're such a fucking huge Star Wars fan, then you gotta be a fan of George Lucas. And if you've gotta be a fan of George Lucas's work, then how come you couldn't be a fan of where Michael Jackson was like recreating this Star Wars type of thing, which is actually produced by George Lucas? That's clearly what he was doing with the fucking Captain EO. That was a thing that you would go there and they had a ride. It wasn't a ride, it was a movie theater, but you would consider a ride. Like, I saw Captain EO. It's one of the things, too. It's like, I'm old enough that I got to see Captain EO quite a few times, right? And it's like, it's an experience. I will never forget being in that theater, because back then, see, it was 3D. It was state-of-the-art 3D. Back then, I had seen quite a few movies in 3D, okay? Like Jaws 3 in 3D, right? Those movies sucked. The 3D was horrible. You had to wear the blue and red lens glasses and shit, right? It was just like, it was such a low quality of what 3D was back in the day. Then you went to Disneyland and you went to see Captain EO, and they gave you this pair of glasses, which is like how the modern 3D glasses are. They gave you, but you had to give those glasses back. You didn't get to take those because they were like real 3D glasses, right? So they gave you these 3D glasses and you went in the auditorium and you watched fucking Captain EO and shit, right? With this phenomenal, fantastic 3D and shit. Like, the shit was like flying out of the screen right there into this. It was like, whoa, like the little furry ball thing. Anybody that's seen it knows it's like that little. And see, like, I got to see it so many times that I knew exactly where to place myself when you're in line. I knew where to place myself so you could get like center row, center position. You get the perfect spot right in the center of the crowd and shit. And when you got like that seat, the 3D was phenomenal, right? Plus, as a Michael Jackson fan, you're and then a Star Wars fan, and this Captain EO, it was fucking cool. And it's Disney is backing in shit. It's like, it's top-notch shit, right? So it's like I'm saying, if you're a Star Wars fan, how could you not be a fan also of the Captain EO and shit? And imagine it's like, okay, you're O-Town boy, he's got to give some respect to knowing if he was part of a boy band, the lineage of the boy bands like the Jackson 5, he probably likes Michael Jackson too, right? And so just imagine you're a Michael Jackson fan, but now you realize the truth that Michael Jackson's real parents are Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, and that you understand that all the explanation of Michael Jackson's infatuation with like Peter Pan and living in the Neverland Ranch is because Michael Jackson found out that he was abandoned as a child. That's the connection to all of this stuff. That's what the explaining of everything. You guys would be fucking, you will not understand, you don't understand right now how much fucking quality information I have back in my story up in the research and the investigation of what I've done, and it's all fucking laid out. It's all done. It's already there and shit, right? When you guys go and see what I've done, and you're like, you guys will be like looking at it saying, how the fuck did this investigation even take place, and this is going on, and I didn't hear about it? It's because these idiots like Merle World and shit, these people like the great curator who are obligated to fucking give you information like that, they won't do it, because they're frauds. They're fake. And so I'm telling you, Dappz, motherfucking sports bitch, fucking loser. And I don't give you an option. You either step up and fucking deal with this, or you're a fucking fraud. Everything about your life is a fraud. You're a total fucking loser. You want to be a piece of shit loser partying in the house of Satan like fucking the great curator and fucking Merle World? You want to go celebrate fucking the world of Satan like those piece of shit scumbags? Or you want to do something that fucking matters and do a real investigation to a fucking story that fucking's not being talked about that actually needs to be exposed. Not only can you help expose the fucking story, you can profit off it right here by buying this thing. I'm not just telling you stuff. I'm saying here, if you want to profit off it. But stop fucking withholding this information from people out there who fucking need it.